Key reader.
For looking after those things which are coming upon the earth, the powers of heaven shall be shaken.
That's right. What's coming upon this earth? Get second Esdras, chapter 15, verse 49 and 50. All right. What's coming on this earth? All right, for all especially America, for all its wickedness. All right. Read that.
Second Esdras chapter 15, verse 49.
Yep.
And I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence, to waste thy houses with destruction and death.
That's right. The Lord said he was going to send plagues upon this society. All right? Widowhood. That means all the alliances that America have with these other nations, it's going to come to naught. Even their allies of NATO and the EU. And a major reason why it's going to come to naught is because of the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, and the collapse of this US dollar. Because the dollar will collapse so that they can bring in the new currency, which would be that RFID chip, which according to the scriptures is the mark of the beast. All right, which is going to be the new currency. Because it said no man can buy or sell unless he had the mark. Okay? So we approaching a time where the dollar's going to collapse, and with that, the stock market's going to collapse, which is going to cause a collapse of all the currencies of the world, and then they're going to bring in a solution, all right, which is going to be that one world currency, which is the RFID chip, okay? That's the main reason why these people are bugging out, okay? And that brings in the other plague, which is poverty. Poverty is increasing here in the United States. Thanks to the Obamacare law, all right, full-time recipients, you only gonna receive what, 30 hours? That's gonna be considered the new full-time, when before it was 40 plus, okay? And they said small businesses or businesses that have over 50 people that's on full-time status, meaning what, 30 plus hours, they gonna get taxed or penalized, and they have to pay taxes. So a lot of these businesses are gonna start cutting you people, all right? Or they're gonna trim your hours down and make you work double, work the same amount of labor or more for less pay, meaning less hours, okay? So there's gonna be a lot of trouble out here for you people, mainly you women, because you women make up 50% of the workforce here in the United States, all right? And you guys get paid less than men, all right? But you women, a lot of y'all don't even really work. Y'all just be bullshit. So they really gonna get rid of y'all, okay? So it's gonna be a rude awakening for a lot of you women. And that's poverty. What's the next thing? Famine, all right? And famine is gonna kick in, especially when that dollar collapses, all right? And the inflation kicks in. When a loaf of bread goes from what about $3 now to like 10 or maybe $20? All right, you had that example with the Weimar Republic in Germany before their currency collapsed. All right, one of the Weimar, I forgot how you pronounce the name of the money, but basically the money devalued rapidly overnight to where they had to use a wheelbarrow of these notes, these fiat money, to pay for one loaf of bread, because the value of the money declined so rapidly that it was of no use. And the people actually use those notes to keep themselves warm by burning. That's what's gonna happen to this American dollar. All right, it's gonna become useless. All right, and a lot of you people gonna fear and bug out when that happens. Okay, mainly you women. All right.
Sword.
And the sword. So when the money collapses, all right, that famine is going to be issued in mainly through martial law, which the government is preparing to bring martial law, which is military style law upon the citizens of America. Okay, when Obama signed in the National Authorization Act, all right, it basically made America the new battleground. All right, and the people they battling against is you citizens of the United States. All right, so everybody in the United States is now labeled a terrorist. That's right. You got something called Project Megiddo, which lists every single one of you people in some form or fashion as a terrorist or an enemy combated against the state of the United States. Okay? And that's why they gave so much power to the Department of Homeland Security, FEMA, all right, and other organizations that's in league with the United States that will be used, all right, when they implement martial law. And under martial law, Obama becomes not a president, and there ain't no more democracy. It becomes a police state ran by totalitarianism, which basically Obama becomes a dictator. The executive orders become law, and his police force would be the military, i.e. Department of Homeland Security, FEMA, Interpol, all right, and NORTHCOM. Keep reading. And pestilence, all right? And biological weapons will be used on you citizens of America, all right? Okay? That's why everybody keep getting sick. That's another angle why they're gonna push the Obamacare. That's why it's gonna become such a beacon of light or a savior for you people, because it's gonna be increasing diseases amongst the people here in the United States. Okay? And being in this predicament where you are stressed out because you don't know how many hours you're gonna work, how you gonna pay your bills, stress actually increases your chance of getting sick, which they notice. So the more stressed out you are, and your diet is up, your diet cries for disease because it's so acidic. All right, you're just a breeding ground to be destroyed. All right, so that's why a lot of these people are going to be going with the Obamacare law and not opposing it, because they all sick from being stressed out and overworked. Okay, keep reading. So that sword is talking about martial law, race wars, and Third World War, because it will be a draft. Keep reading.
To waste the houses with destruction and death.
And when it's speaking about houses, it's talking about your families. Okay, another term for family in the Bible is your house. So the Lord gonna bring a whole lot of death and destruction upon people's families through this poverty, famine, pestilence, and the sword. All right?
And the glory of thy power shall be dried up as a flower.
Yep.
When the heat shall rise that is sent over it.
And that heat is talking about them ICBM thermonuclear missiles, all right, intercontinental ballistic missiles that will be used, all right, to destroy America. So all these nations that have the capability, all right, of ICBM thermonuclear missiles, they will use them, even your allies, against America. All right, because when that money falls, these nations, which that's one thing you don't mess with. You don't mess with a man's money. They gonna get in your ass, basically. And they're gonna destroy you people here in America, okay? Because America is a bully, all right? America is a damn, it's a demonic vibration, man. And these nations have grown tired of it, okay? That's it on that. Go to Isaiah chapter, Isaiah chapter 47, verse 1, okay? And it was in the real news, not this fluff news, all right, that when the partial shutdown of the government was declared, the Department of Homeland Security, they invested in more weapons. Why they stockpiling on hollow tip bullets, which is one-hitter quitters, and they got enough bullets to overkill you, what, 7 times for each citizen here in the United States? Because they know civil unrest, all right, is going to break out when that money collapses. Because that's your whole world. Talking about you people here in the United States, especially heathens and you 2/3 of Jake, man, that trust in oppression and perverseness and trust in America, man. Keep reading.
Isaiah 47 and 1.
Yep.
Come